And good morning and hello. Welcome to Shining the Light on Our Community. I'm Sophia from Sacred You, but today I have a very, very, very special guest. I am truly honored to be chatting to the one and only Nancy Matthews from WPN, or the Women's Prosperity Network, which I'm a member of and really get so much out of it. So Nancy, thank you so much for joining me today. I said it really is an honor to hear.
It's my honor to be able to be here, and I love what you're doing and shining the light on others. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Well, I just like doing that because everyone, especially you, has a story, a journey that is so inspirational, and that's what I'd like to hear about today. Let me introduce you for everyone who is listening a little bit. So, Nancy, you're a leadership, sales, and marketing expert, known as the one philosopher and the visionary, which with guts. Totally agree with that one. Whose unique blend of creativity, business savvy, and exceptional understanding of human behavior causes audience far and wide to sing your praises, which is so true. I've had the honor not meeting you in person because we are on the other side of the world, but to be in some of your workshops and masterclasses. It is amazing. And you're a 6 times best-selling author, which we're going to hear about, and so much more. But Nancy, what I'd really like to hear or to know is the rest of your story. And really, how did you get to where you are now and to create a global community that is so successful?
So if I had to find the golden thread that led to my success, I would definitely say it's the one philosophy. And that is the title of my book. I do courses and programs, all kinds of things around it. It's the culture upon which Women's Prosperity Network has been created and thrives upon. So for those who don't know, the one philosophy is a way of being where you treat each and every person you meet the same way that you would if you thought they were the one. Right? So if you think about this for just a minute, when you think someone is the one, the next best client, the person that's going to hook you up for tickets, front row to see Bruce Springsteen or something. But if you're that one, let me know. And maybe your partner. Like what I noticed years ago was that when we think we're in the presence of somebody who's the one, we tend to listen more closely, pay more attention. In essence, we place more value on them because we think they can do something for us. And when I had that realization about my own behavior, not that I didn't value people, like people is one of my highest values, and it always has been. But when I noticed that when we think, myself included, I'm in the presence of the one, we act a little bit differently. We place more value on them. And I didn't like that feeling in me. So I started a little experiment and just started treating everyone, everywhere that I would meet as the one, being really interested in them, curious about them, letting them know that they mattered. And as a result of shifting my behavior, being the one who treats people that way, magic happens. And like I said, that has been my golden thread throughout life. It's really about honoring and valuing people and trusting that when you meet someone, there's some meaning in the moment. And our job is to uncover that. And that's what living the one philosophy is all about.
Yeah, and isn't it amazing when we can do that, when we just change the way that we see people, no matter who they are, when they come into their lives, because we don't know who, what possibilities they may have, that they may bring. But, I'd just like to, just to really honor you for that, because I can just imagine the way the world would be if we all treated ourselves and each other as the one that can bring magic into our lives, the one that can, that is very, very special, the one that has all sorts of possibilities. So that's amazing. That's really, really, really amazing. And so that is your philosophy, I guess, or your secret to creating a whole global business.
It really is to creating any kind of successful business, because when you think about business, business is about people. It's about the people you serve. It's about the people you have on your team. It's about the people you partner with. It's about the people that you get to make a difference in the lives of. And living this way creates a better life for you and actually for all of humanity. And I would say, particularly with regard to Women's Prosperity Network, it created a culture of people valuing each other, being generous with ideas and suggestions and support in the most beautiful, beautiful way. We really honor each other.
Yes.
It's not cutthroat business, it's co-opetition business. How can we all work together to achieve a good result?
Yes, yes, and it's a business and a community that I look up to and take a lot of inspiration from, because you know we have a community that we're just starting, and I know that you've been doing the Women's Prosperity Network for quite a while, and yes. So can I ask, tell us a little bit about that journey, like when you first started to how you got to now. Tell us, and why did you start it?
So it's been a road like this, like most entrepreneurial journeys, like life in general, right? It's not just a straight line. And what happened was I had my own business. I was in real estate, and I was buying and selling properties. I had a real estate title company and mortgage brokerage. I was doing all of that in the early 2000s. And I found I had all of the makings and markings of success, as most people talk about, get a good education, go to college, work hard, all of those things, which I did in corporate. And then in 2002, I created my own business full time. And about 3 years in, I had all of those markings of success on those standards, but I was really unhappy on the inside. I was not feeling fulfilled. I was like, I would go into my office every day and I was like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this. Like, yuck.
Yes.
And I had this dream of entrepreneurship when I first started that business and how wonderful it was going to be. And I ended up trapping myself and creating just another job where I was the boss. I was the slave driver, the employee. I had team members. It was not a happy place for me. So I started a personal journey to seek out, you hear the phrase, do what you love and the money will follow.
Yes.
And so I started to just kind of seek out, well, what is it that I do love? And through a series of events, it led to closing down that company and creating Women's Prosperity Network. It was not an easy road. We had a recession, a global economy hit back in 2008 when I decided to let go of my business that was providing all my my revenue for my family. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just step out and give this a go. And it was a bumpy ride in the beginning, and then it got smooth, and then it got bumpy again along the way, because, things change. But what never changes, and this has been our philosophy from the beginning, not just the one philosophy, but there's always a solution when you surround yourself with generous, spirited, and like-minded people who are willing to share how they've made it through tough times. Yes. And that's really what our community, one of the main things that we support in. If you're going through a challenge, you're going through a struggle, let's talk about it. Don't hide from it. And let's find a way through.
Yeah, absolutely. And I totally agree with you on that. And I want to go more into that. We do have a few people watching. So I'm just here talking to the beautiful Nancy Matthews, who is the founder of the Women's Prosperity Network that I'm a member of. And if you're not a member of the Women's Prosperity Network, thoroughly recommend it. I will put all the links in the comments as soon as we finish, because like I said, I have taken so much and grown so much from this. And Nancy, the value that you guys give you guys, you women, and I shouldn't even say you women, the value that WPN gives is amazing, and it's just, and you've built that true community, and like you're saying, everyone is there to support each other and things like that. It's not an easy road, an easy journey on building businesses, even if you have others. Everyone goes through things. You've got challenges all over the place. What are some of the other tips that you can give, that you can share for anyone out there, whether they're on a journey by themselves, building their business, or with other people? What are some of the other things that you've experienced along your way, including the one philosophy, treating everyone, which would be the most powerful thing?
Yeah. So the first thing I would say is, if you are feeling alone, that there's so much to do and it feels insurmountable and you're not sure, you're stuck in decisions, should I do this, that, like, there's information overload out there right now on the ways that you could market or grow your business. The first thing I would say is, if you're trying to do it by yourself, get yourself in a community, whether it's the Sacred You community, Women's Prosperity Network. It's really key that you surround yourself with people who've been through some of those challenges, who can say, oh, there's a pothole. I hit that pothole. You don't have to. Right. That's what it's about. Right. So get yourself in a community would be the one thing I would say. The second, and this is really, really key, I think this is another reason why Women's Prosperity Network has flourished, and my other businesses with the One Philosophy and the People Skills Academy, they've flourished as well. And that is to get really, really dialed in on what is your vision? What is that impact? What is that difference that you're here to make? Because that will serve as your North Star and your guiding light for decision making, for how you treat people, for how people treat you, for what your business is all about. And so get really, really clear on your vision. And I remember back in 2020, in the beginning of 2020, when the pandemic hit, and our business at that time was online, and we did in-person events. We had different chapters that were going. We did local events all throughout the country. And many of our members were in that same boat. Brick and mortar businesses were closing down. And my advice to everyone at that time was to shift your strategy, not your vision. And if you've really got your vision, the difference that you're here to make, if you've got that baked into you, a way through will show up. And so that's why taking time to really get clear on what is your vision, what is the difference that you want to make with your business, skills, gifts, talents, whatever that is. So get a community and take the time to bask and marinate and linger in what is that vision.
Absolutely, and it's so true, because without that vision, it's like you just keep going without a direction, without a destination. You don't know where you're going. So thank you for that. Tell us a little bit more about WPN, the Women's Prosperity Network, because I know that there's so many different levels and so much available for everyone who is watching who's not a member. What are some of the things that you offer?
Well, first of all, if you're not a member yet, you can join for free. And with the free membership, you get certain resources and training tools to support you in your growth and your business, your professional as well as your personal development growth. So join for free, and you'll also get a listing in our business directory. And one of the reasons that is so key is that our members love to do business with each other. So if you're looking for a resource, a service, a product, look in the directory first. We tend to go to Amazon first, but what if you went to the Women's Prosperity Network directory first? So I would recommend that. What we provide are various levels of bringing women together to connect and mastermind, coupled with business training tools, workshops, master classes, and all kinds of events. Our philosophy around that is all of you every single person that's watching this at this moment, first of all, I say thank you for taking the time. The second thing I want to tell you is what you bring to the table is unique, and you're here to make a positive difference. And we want to share whatever we know and we've learned to help you make that difference, because the world needs entrepreneurs, people in general, to step up and all do our part. I see a world, I believe in a world where everyone treats each other as the one, and each and
Yes.
every one of you has a different part to play in that. I can't reach everybody, but you can reach someone else. So we want
Yes.
to give tools to market, to share, to get solutions, to get unstuck if that's whatever you need to propel you forward. We bring you all of that.
And you definitely do. Like all the things that I've been able to be part of, the sales thing, the speaking workshops, the stepping, the stepping up ones, the ones that can empower you to know where to go for the next level. It's really, really helpful. And again, I just want to thank you. Like, totally agree with what you bring is amazing. So for everyone out there who is listening, again, thoroughly recommend joining the Women's Prosperity Network.
We
Yeah.
need you.
Yeah, because it's also the people that you meet, like you said, all the networking that you offer. You never know who you're going to meet each
Who's
time.
going to be the one, or who you get to be the one for.
Exactly.
Circles right back again.
Yeah, love it. So thank you for that. And can I just ask you a few other little questions, like to get to know a little bit about about Nancy? So, you've been doing business for quite a while, but what motivates you to get out of bed each morning? What keeps you going?
Yeah, I would say at various times of my life, it's been different things.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was a single mom and raising 2 kids on my own and wanting to elevate, my family, it was my children that did that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also privileged to 2 sisters. So being able to work with my sisters and create this amazing community. And at the end of the day, the thing that gets me up is something I heard, I think it was Oprah say. And she was like, God, use me. How do you want me? Like, you put me on this planet, and I matter. So use me, show me what you want me to do. And that's what keeps me going, that I'm here to make a difference. And it's making a difference in the business that I do. It's making a difference in my familial relationships and my friends, just to be able to shine more light on a world that seems to have gotten kind of dark.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful thing too, to get out of bed every day, to be used, or to allow the universe or God to direct you and to shine your light, which you do. So thank you. And if you could go back and give your 18-year-old a bit of advice, what would that be?
You're good enough. Don't listen to the itty bitty committee in your head that might tell you anything else. You are amazing. You are beautiful, and you deserve to have it all. That's what I would tell my 18-year-old self, because that was not a young woman with, much self-esteem. It was challenging. Starting off, it was definitely challenging. I was a single mom. I got pregnant when I was 24 and decided to have this child on my own. And I struggled and working paycheck to paycheck, and knowing I was meant for more, but not sure how to do it. Like, I went through all of those things.
Yeah, but everyone does. Thank you. All righty.
Mm-hmm.
And what about all your books? Tell us about your books, and if we had to choose three of your books, which ones would they be, and what's in them? What would you recommend?
So, the first book to get is The One Philosophy,
Yes.
and you can go to theonephilosophy.com and you can get the audio, you can get the print version, whatever works for you. And try it on and see how it enhances your life and the lives of everyone you meet. So that'd be the number one book to get, The One Philosophy. In addition to that, I would say Receiving Your Riches, which is actually a course that I created based upon Wallace Wattles' book, The Science of Getting Rich. So
yes.
I took his book and I turned it into a course so that you could open up to the abundance and riches that are just waiting for you to align your mindset. And that's what that's about. And then the third book that I've written that I would recommend would probably be Visionaries with Guts, which was actually my first book. And that has a variety of authors. It's an anthology book, and it's got several authors, each contributing to the 7 ingredients for success in business and in life.
Wonderful. And all those are available on your website?
Yep. I don't think I have Visionaries with Guts on there, so I need to write that down. But I just realized that. So thank you.
No problems. All right. And another quick question is, what's your favorite productivity hack? Like for any entrepreneurs, and I know, we've talked about the one philosophy and keeping a vision and things, but if you want to be really productive in a day, what do you do?
Block scheduling. So, and I just taught on this Wednesday. I taught a whole class on business time mastery for business owners. So creating structure for your time, how you're spending it, and making sure that you're putting your attention on the necessary 5 functions of a business. So that would be my tip. And right here in this, this is in our Facebook group, I believe. So if you go to the guides section under Wow Wednesday, you'll see the time mastery piece. So listen to that, and then really honor your time, because time is the great equalizer. No matter how successful you are, how rich you are, how poor you are, how happy or unhappy you are, we all get the same 1,440 minutes in. The only difference to the quality of life you're experiencing is how you spend those minutes.
Yes. Yeah. And that is so, so very true. A lot of people, every day, a lot of people say, yeah, but I don't have the time to do this. I'm too busy. Well, we do have the time. We've got the same amount of time that we had 10 years ago, 20 years ago. We had the same amount of time when we took the time to write letters. We took the time to care, out for ourselves. It's just now that we're putting so much more into it.
Yeah. And it's not easy. The older we get, the more stuff we're trying to cram in every day. And my productivity hack is to, listen to the teaching that I did on time mastery, and also do your own little time study and see where you really are spending your time. Because I would venture to guess, maybe 20 to 30% of your time could be reapportioned to other things.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. And we will definitely recommend watching the Wow Wednesday, very, very quickly, what is Wow Wednesday?
Right. I realize I dropped these terms that I've been using for. So Wow Wednesday is every single Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern in the US. I do a show called Wow Wednesday, and it's a midweek boost of motivation, education, and inspiration. I've been doing this show since 2009, every single Wednesday morning. So it's absolutely free. You can go to the website and sign up to join us on the Zoom line, or you can simply watch it through Facebook.
Yeah, definitely. And again,
we got it on YouTube as well.
Yes. Yeah. So again, if you're not in the Women's Prosperity Network, just that alone is a great reason to join. So thank you. And just one last final question, Nancy. Is there any question that I could have asked? And how would have you answered it?
That's a good one. I never had that one before. for giving me something new, which is why I love interviews. It's always something new. Um, you mentioned Bruce Springsteen at the beginning. What's that all about?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. So tell us about Bruce Springsteen.
So I am a longtime fan of Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band. Fortunately, I just got to see him twice because he's touring right now. So I'm very excited about that. And his music and his lyrics have inspired me since I'm a teenager, to believe in the promised land, to get on the train through the land of hope and dreams, to really get out there and live your life. So his music, as well as the example that he has set in, 73 years old he's been in rock and roll for 53 years, through all kinds of trials and tribulations. So he's an inspiration to me on so many levels. And I have a dream that one day he will be so inspired by the one philosophy that we'll sing a song together to spread this message through the power of music.
Wow. Thank you. And thank you ever so much for that. It truly, it is an honor to be able to talk to you, Nancy, and I'd love to talk to you again. And to be able to, again, to help you spread the one philosophy. Because, like I said, even if you just treat one person as the one, and then they treat one person, and they treat one person, and they treat one person as the one, amazing things can happen. And then you spread it out to others. So I just want to, again, thank you. I'm honored to be able to chat with you today.
I loved it. You are amazing. Thank you so much for having me and for all you're doing to bring more love into the world.